Awesome. Stephen Chin.
That I was sitting in a room in Barcelona. I wasn't supposed to be in that room. I wasn't supposed to be in that hall. I wasn't supposed to be there at all. But I was there, and Maurizio walked up and said, "Hi, Rehan, how are you? We're Facebook friends." I didn't even recognize him because we haven't really talked on Facebook much. But he told somebody sitting next to me was telling me slowly, this is H-Worm, and this is something which you're doing. I said, wow. And this guy comes up to me and tells me, and thank you for inviting me here. And I'm simply stunned and amazed what he has been and your team has been able to create over here. Now, I grew up in Pakistan. I was born there. I lived all my life in Pakistan, and I was able to start up in the US first in 1999, before the bubble burst. And today I wanted to share my knowledge and actually have an interactive session and learn from you basically. I'm here to learn more about displays, about you guys, what you're doing, and understand more about your culture and what you are doing than to talk about myself. I have done over 200 startups myself. I never took money from anyone. I always bootstrapped. Initially to date, we always have been able to do it ourselves. So I am an expert in failure. And I love for other people to learn the same thing, that the faster you fail, the faster you are going to be able to know exactly how are you supposed to do the right thing. I also wanted to give you a small sort of an insight on what is happening in my part of the world, which is Pakistan. It's a country of 200 million people. The GDP is, per capita is around $100 a month. However, there are 170 universities producing 200,000 graduates every year. And they're studying the same stuff which everybody else is studying, because we don't have our local books. We use English as a language, and everything is similar to what is happening around the world. So now the world is creating a lot of people who are supposed to be box thinkers. And I personally never went to college or university to study and teach everybody else to do the same. I don't send my own children to school, and I don't suggest other people to send to school, because the schools as we know it tell us a box thinking. And no matter what school you go or no matter what you do, you're still in a box. You're all still in a box, but it's bigger box or smaller boxes, right? So now when we come on Facebook, when we come on the internet, we live in a bigger box than the people who are not on the Facebook, or who are not living on the internet, the unconnected world. So in my country, 70% of the people cannot read or write their name in any language. That's 140 million people in Pakistan. That's 700 million people in India who cannot read and write anything in any language, which is going to come on the internet for the first time. And I was sharing earlier a documentary we made about internet. I don't know if you've heard of internet.org or the Facebook free version. So what they've been able to do is you buy a phone. So you can buy a second-hand phone for $20. You get the SIM card for free. You put it in, you turn it on, you have Facebook for free. You don't have to pay for data charges. So all of a sudden, in the last 1 year, 10 million people have climbed on Facebook who don't even know how to read the name. But they are using Facebook somehow. They are somehow logging in and they're tuning in, and they are able to communicate somehow, and they're self-learning, just like our great-grandfathers or grandfathers who have never been to school or colleges. They were able to create businesses and create this world we live in. So here is an opportunity for all of us who are here to think about that part of the world which is unconnected, which is where we just created our first unicorn in Pakistan, which is a copy of, or something like Uber, which has beaten Uber in Pakistan. And it's called Careem, C-A-R-E-E-M. Careem is a name also in Pakistan, so we are all now saying Mr. Kareem will drop me. Like because Kareem is the word. So instead of using Uber, we have now Kareem to help us, drop us in different places. In the last 3 months, I have driven my own car maybe 10% of the time. I've been using Mr. Kareem so easily because it's so convenient. And all of a sudden, this opportunity is available for all of you and all of the people from around the globe who has seen the future. Now, a lot of people, we were talking again earlier with Maurizio, he was saying that a lot of people are leaving Italy. How many are not from Italy then? So 30%, 40% people are not from Italy, and rest of them are from Italy. So a lot of people are leaving Italy because they see not much happening. I don't know why they're leaving. That's something which you can tell me maybe. Why are they leaving? But whoever has lived here has seen a different world than what India has seen, what Bangladesh has seen, what Pakistan has seen. These countries, if you go in certain places, are still using donkey cart, or still using the wheelbarrow, or still taking out the, grinding the wheat using the cow. So if you go there and sometime you will look at Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro, I don't know how many of you do you know Mohenjo-daro? Mohenjo-daro is a 50,000 to 25,000 year old city which is located in Pakistan. And if you go there and if you go to some villages, you will still look similar. That people have not been able to upgrade themselves. It doesn't mean they're stupid. It just means that they were not able to get the opportunity to get out of the rut which they're in. However, all of a sudden, the penetration of mobile in the last 5 years has become 80 to 90%. Facebook, I believe, will be 100% in the next 3 years. So, in my opinion, what I am seeing in Pakistan, you will have around 150, 170 million people using Facebook, using internet, using smartphones, making only $80 a month or less. But all of a sudden, these are farmers, they are welders, they are all kinds of artisans who are able to reach out to you, because we will probably have in 3 years translator technology which will translate and we could speak. They don't know how to read, but they're not stupid. They can still speak, they can still listen. They will be able to make friendships, they will be able to do business, and it will only grow. There's nothing that will not grow. So the West, especially Europe, has a huge opportunity to come to the East and show what can be done, and you will have bigger opportunity because you've sort of seen the future. You already know that there would be a fast food requirement. You already know that there would be a coffee shop requirement, and it should look nice. And this is how the world will look like. So this is my pitch to come and explore. You can be our guest. You can come and stay with us and see how this country can allow you to take your expertise, mix it together, and make it into a nice pizza or whatever dish you want to call it, and take advantage of the opportunity of these people of my country and India, China. These are all China, Bangladesh, Pakistan. Just these 4 countries combined is around 1.8 billion people. That's every 3rd person in the world. Only these 4 countries. And I was in Pakistan. China and Pakistan have acted into an impact in the last 2 years. And China is coming in very big way, spending $45 billion on the infrastructure, bought out the seaport, bought out the stock exchange, bought out the electric company, and it's becoming the new superpower in our country. Again, the opportunity is there that you can go in and you can be part of the startup culture, be part of the ecosystem which exists, which is pretty open-minded culture. The only problems are that whoever graduates, whoever becomes good, leaves the country because he either comes to Italy or Spain or the US or Dubai or wherever, and they feel that they want to have the best infrastructure and everything, so they leave. They don't actually want to get their hands dirty, which is what is required to build all these countries in the world. But at the same time, the opportunity is there also because it's the path less taken. Now you're all building different startups, I believe.
Yeah.
Is everybody here a startup?
Yeah.
All of
Anybody
All
wants
of
to?
us.
All of us. Anybody wants to share their story? You know, what are you building? What are you building?
We are building a platform that connect farmers, small organic farmers, and end consumer directly without any middleman,
Wow.
where people can create their virtual orchard, monitor it and its cultivation, and then receive fruits from their ocean that maybe will be located kilometers far from his sofa.
Fantastic. Anybody else? What do you make?
We're making a visual platform that allows you to connect different devices, machines, APIs without any programming limit.
Without any
Without any programming.
program.
Right. So you just drag and drop different icons, you connect various sensors and machines between each other, make out the logical bits, and then you visualize the data with instead of few things.
Very, very cool. So my expertise is more like marketing, and I have traveled to 80 plus countries. If you have any questions, I'll be very happy to answer. Otherwise, we can all go home.
My question would be, how did Bootstrap so successfully? Because everybody here probably is looking for the investors. Bootstrap is something seen as that slows you down or pursues something like that?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking. I was just showing another video which I made that you can start a business in like 10 minutes without any money. You can go to orehan.com/startup. It's in English also. How do you bootstrap? The idea is that you do what you can do with the limited resources which you have. And what are our resources? Right now, for free, the resources we have is social media, our faces, our voices, our video, our mobile phones. These are something which everybody has. When I was starting, we didn't have these tools. It was even more difficult to bootstrap at that time. Today, with the use of social media, especially, if you go out and market yourself like crazy, you don't have to knock on the doors like Airbnb people did. You can simply knock on the people. So I'll tell you what I did. I have a 13-step program. Anybody can start a startup without money. What do? You have already reached to step number 7 because you have the attention, you have a mission statement, you know what you're doing, you already have an MVP, you probably have a Facebook page, you maybe have a LinkedIn page. So what you do is now you go out and you create groups. So you create a WhatsApp group, you create a Facebook group, you create a LinkedIn group, and everybody they're your resources, you put them all inside. And then you make a video about you explaining, I don't know how many of you have video you explaining your startup? How many of you?
Just one.
Yeah, so that's the biggest mistake which people do, in my opinion. Yeah. You are your biggest resource. If you are not willing to make a video about yourself and putting yourself and making yourself vulnerable, that people might criticize you, people might say you're a little crazy, you're a little stupid. These are all those things which stops us from making the videos, in my opinion, as far as I know. Every time I put a camera on, somebody says they're like shaking out, why are you making a video of ours? It's a global, I don't know, problem. So first thing, you make your group, and who are your best salespeople? Your family, and not your close family. Your daddy wants to kill you maybe, but but your relatives and your friends. Those are, my buddy has made this. He's the one who's most proud of you. And he doesn't really understand what you do. So you follow the Winnie the Pooh policy, then you speak the words which a 9-year-older can understand. And you go out there and you speak in a very simple language. This is what you do. This is what I need. This is how you can help. Call to action. You make a video and you put it out there for less than 2-minute video, explaining what is it you're doing. Like you just explained, it's beautiful. But you don't have a video about it. Why not?
Of course.
If you don't, then how would I tell them, hey, look at this guy. I want to be a salesperson, but I don't want to sell for you. So I can click the share button, but I don't want to go and explain to him, well, you're sitting here, or your video is here, why don't you guys talk? Simple, right? So, but in the video, I would say, hey, watch this video, and here's this guy, go and contact him. So step number 1 for you to 7 in my steps is please make a video about yourself. Please make a video, and your co-founder should make the same thing. You yourself should make it. Make yourself vulnerable. Then there should be a video about who you are. Who are you? Why are you doing what you're doing? Because that's the inner real person who you are. And then the law of attraction will come in and attract the people which you want to attract. Like I was sitting in a conference room which I was not supposed to be, and this guy comes in and invites me here.